Hello Flosstube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jen and this is my fiber web where we talk about cross stitch and sometimes knitting and crochet. And this is Bear. He has his new bed. He's napping like usual. A lot of people were concerned about him when he suddenly disappeared from my videos and his bed was also gone. And I forgot to mention that the new bed is here in my last video. So he's back to normal. He is fine and he is ready for the first Flosstube of 2025. Today's January 15th. It is Wednesday, I think. Yes. And I have a lot of stitching to share with you. So I did a whip parade, and then I also talked about some goals for this year, and basically my goals revolve around just trying to touch all of my whips because I have a lot of them this year. And this is also the first year that I have attempted to actually write down all of my goals for the month, including how many stitches I need to reach each one. And I am happy to say that it's actually going really well and I'm having a lot of fun checking things off of my list. So according to my numbers, I am keeping up with my goals for January. I already have more than 50% of my stitches that I had planned in that I'm going to share with you today. Also, it has now been a year since I started my Flosstube channel, so it is my 1-year Flosstube anniversary. So throughout the video today, I am going to do some giveaways. I'm going to sprinkle them in here and there. Also, I'm pretty sure I promised some cross-stitch related giveaways when I hit 2,000 subscribers, and I never did that. I did a knitting giveaway. I did a shawl. So I have a lot of giveaways today sprinkled throughout the video. So stick around if you want to enter for any of those. The rules will be the same for all of them. They're all physical charts, so I will need to get your address, your mailing address, if you win them. So because of that, you'll need to be 18 years or older. Please make sure you're subscribed to my channel, and then you can just leave a comment with the keyword for any of the ones that you're interested in winning. And I will tell you right now that there is an eclectic mix of charts in the giveaway. So I like to stitch a lot of different things. I have a lot of different things available. So not all of them are going to be everyone's style, but that is by design. Okay, so I have 4 new starts in 2025. I also have 4 finishes, and I have a handful of whips to show you that I have been working on. And I'm also going to tell you what my goal was for this month and where I'm at with that. Okay, let's start though with the first giveaway. So the first chart that I'm giving away today is From the Heart Needle Art by Wendy, the February Quaker. I stitched this last year, and I think I gave away the January one, but I never did a giveaway for this one. So if you have not seen these charts before, I think each one calls for 3 over-dyed flosses, but they're very easy to substitute whatever colors you like. And this is what the February one looks like. So if you would like to enter to win this, just use the word Quaker in a comment. Okay, where am I? I have so much stuff piled up around to show you. All right. So now we're going to jump into my finishes. The first finish that I have to show you is, let's see. This is Santa's House by Cottage Garden Samplings. Sorry, there are still some hoop marks in there. So I think last time I showed you this, it was less than halfway done. And I was inspired and maybe feeling a little bit competitive with Andrew, the runner stitcher, who was working on this throughout Flossmas. And I believe he got the house done. And he was having so much fun with his project that I wanted to get mine out. And then I got a little bit cranky because I was not having as much fun as he was. So then that, I don't know, that motivated me to just get it done. So I think I finished this on New Year's Day or maybe the day after. And I did this 1/2 on this 36 count prehistoric linen from Fox and Rabbit, which is the called for color for these charts, but not the called for count. So yeah, this is the first of the Fabulous Houses series. Here's the chart. And I am going to go a little bit out of order now because one of my new starts is the castle, which I started right next to it. So I just started working on the outline and I made it over to this flag in the center. So let me show you the chart. So there's a little flag in the center of the castle. It's not actually the center of the chart, but you know what I mean. So I started it right away. So there's this thing in knitting called second sock syndrome, where you finish your first sock and then you just have like no motivation to knit the second one because it's exactly what you just did. And one of the ways that people combat that is as soon as they cast off their first sock, they start the second one immediately. So that's what I did with this castle. I just wanted to start it right away. Obviously I didn't get a lot of stitches in, but as soon as I did that, I had a bit of a conundrum. So I was looking at the charts, and I'm planning on doing them all on this. I have a half yard of this prehistoric. They will fit. But I was looking at the layout, if you just do them in order, 3 per row, and I'm not sure I like how they look that way. Like just the balance of the piece overall, I'm not sure if it makes sense to me. So again, I was watching Andrew, and he's started Santa's house in the bottom right corner. I think he's planning on doing all of his on one piece too. But he did mention he's like moved them around and trying to figure out which one to put where. So I was doing a little bit of messing around on the floor, laying out the houses to see if I could find a configuration that I like. I think part of the problem is just that like some of them are very heavily, like densely stitched. Like these two definitely make sense next to each other. But then there's like the greenhouse is a very different style and much less stitching. And then there's like a log cabin that is more dense like this, but it's still, I don't know. I don't know if they make sense cohesively all on one piece of fabric. So that's why I didn't put any more stitches yet into the castle. I have a goal to get like 2,000 stitches into the castle this month, but I haven't touched it since that start because I'm not sure still that I want to do them all together, or if I want to do them separately, or maybe do them by like group them together in sets of 3. So I could do like Santa's house, the castle, and the log cabin together, and then start a new piece for 3 other ones that I like. So that's why this doesn't have any more progress. I'm not sure what to do. But that was one finish and one of my starts. Okay, then the next thing that I finished is Vintage Halloween Candy Buckets by the Witchy Stitcher. This was one of my October starts for my event that I did in October where I worked on a different Halloween project every day. This is on a 32 count Murky, I think. So it is 2/2 with all the called for DMC. This chart from the Witchy Stitcher is, I don't think it's available to buy except in her vault. So to get to the vault patterns, you have to be a member of the Witchy Stitcher Patreon, and she opens it up once in a while and you can buy these older charts. But I got this when I was a part of her Patreon, and I love this. It was super fun to stitch. I think I did progress pictures for most of my stuff, so I will put in a picture of where this was when I picked it up. But I did 2,214 stitches to finish this earlier this month. Okay. The next thing that I finished was also a start. So this was, actually, I think this was my first start of the year. This is my take on a blessing sampler. So if you're not familiar with that, some people like to start a sampler on January 1st, and then if they finish it by the end of January, it's meant to bring them blessings through the year, good luck, whatever. So I think that that's a cool idea, and so I wanted to do my own spin on it, which I chose this piece, which is called Let Love Rule. It is from Modern Folk Embroidery, and it's obviously pretty small, so I wanted to pick something I knew I could finish in January. This is only about 1,700 stitches, and this is a 16 count Wren Ada from Picture This Plus, and I used this Gentle Arts Ginger Snap is the color that I chose. So I loved stitching this. It was very fun. I'm already on the lookout for some other smalls that I could use the same thread for, so they could be a little collection. And I do have, like right behind where you are, I have a little 3-tiered tray. So I would like to finish this into a little like pillow or cushion and just have it sit on that tray. So that is Let Love Rule. This is currently available from Jacob. I think it might have been one of the little like extra patterns that came with his like holiday stitch along or something. So it's a very low price chart if you want to get it. Okay, and then the last piece that I have to show you that I finished is my section of one of my Carolyn Manning round robins. So I am doing 2 Carolyn Manning round robins for her bouquet collection of charts. This one, the group that this one belongs to is me, Rebecca from Beck Stitches Everything, Jill from Stitch and Books, and Jamie from what used to be Jamie Cruz, but she just rebranded as Nested Seams Stitchery. And she's on, all of them are on YouTube and also Instagram. So this is Jamie's piece, and she did not have time to finish hers, so she's going to finish up her section, which is this corner, when she gets it back at the end. So this section is mine. This is a 32 count vintage smoky white Belfast linen, and this is using all of the called for DMC flosses. This piece is called Morning's Piece by Carolyn Manning. I don't know if I said that already. So each of us are just doing a quarter of the chart and then passing it along. And this one was very fun to stitch. I've stitched, how many of these have I worked on now? 4 or 5? Because I have 2, and then I've worked on a couple in my other round robin, and then I've worked on this one. So I think this is the 5th one that I've worked on. And this one was a lot of fun. It has a lot of bigger blocks of color than some of the other ones, so it went a little faster. There weren't as many color changes. And I did this one, I put in all of the green when I pulled it out, and then I put in the purples and blues. And for this one, I did about 2,300 stitches this month to finish it up. So this one will be going to Jill next, but I'm going to wait until everyone is ready. I'm not sure how far along anyone else is on theirs. We're just sort of taking this easy and waiting until everyone's ready. So that is my last finish of the month. Okay, so now I have a few more new starts. So I already showed you 2 of my new starts. One was Let Love Rule and one was The Castle Fabulous House. My next new start this month is Moonphase Bell Pull, which is a tiny modernist chart. I will put up a picture of what it looks like because I just have the PDF. And I started this on the 13th, which was Monday, because that was the day of the full moon, and I am planning on working on this throughout the year during the full moons with Stephanie from Cross Stitch the Globe. So here's my start. So this is 1/12 of the pattern already. Don't mind this needle, that's just dangling. My fabric is a 32 count Opal Lugana from Mystic Fabrics called Night Sky. So this is the entire width of the bell pull. So I have this whole fat quarter still, but all of this obviously is going to be remnant. So I'm just starting at the bottom. There's like these trees, like this is the base of some trees, and then the moons start. And yeah, I'm doing it 2/2. So far it's just 310. I think there's only like 4 colors in the chart, but the moons look really fantastic. I'm excited to get to them eventually, but I think I'm just going to go from the bottom to the top. And I just worked on this Monday, and it went extremely fast since it's all 310, and I'm doing it in hand with the sewing method. So, Moonphase Bell Pull. So this will come out again during the next full moon, and I will do another 12th of the chart. Okay. I had one more new start, and this one was not planned, but Caroline from Evertote posted that she wanted to do a stitch along called Love Thy Neighbor Sal. So this is a modern folk embroidery chart. I will put up a picture of what it looks like. And when I saw that post, I was like, well, yeah, I'm going to do that. So this was not planned, And in typical modern folk embroidery fashion, this is charted just like to be all one color. But I put together this palette. So mine is going to be multicolored. That's what I came up with. And I just worked on this for one day. I only put like 270 stitches into it, and I started in the bottom right corner. So I don't have, this was not in my goals. I don't have a specific goal for it except to work on it. I know I've seen a handful of other people jump on this style too, and I think it is a great idea. I think Gigi from the Artsy Housewife started it. I can't remember who else I saw. But if you would like to stitch this chart, or you already have it as a whip, it would be a great time to pull it out and use that tag, and maybe tag Caroline so she can share. So that would be fun to work on. I'll have to figure out where I want to put that in my rotation for the rest of the year, because it was not on my radar. So we'll see. Okay, so everything else that's left that I have to show you now is whips. So the first one that I will show you is another modern folk embroidery. This is called Put a Bird on It. I'll put up a picture of what it looks like, and here is my progress. So again, for this one, the sample for this one is stitched in multiple colors, but it's just charted in one. And I decided, I have some just like random NPI silks that I purchased at some point, and I don't remember what they were for, but I didn't end up using them. So I decided to use those for this. So I'm starting with 3 of these like pinky red colors. I have like a fuchsia, magenta, and hot pink, and then I'm going to just supplement from there once I use those up. I will say this is the biggest motif in the chart, and I did not have enough of one. It was a full skein of NPI silk, and it was not going to be enough for this one motif. So this is 2 colors. I don't know if you can tell. There's the flowers, the flower in the center, and the ones around the border are a bit lighter pink. So yeah, this one, the Sunshine Stitchers are doing a sale for this, and they're breaking it up into 12 parts, so it will be done in a year. I'm not following how they broke it up. I am just doing 1/12 of it every month. So I did reach my goal for this. 1/12 of this is about, I think it's about 1,100 stitches or 1,200 stitches. I don't know if my number here is the right number, but I did 1,400 on this month. So this will go away until February. Okay, let's do another giveaway. I forgot. Okay, let's do 2. So this one is called Elegance, John Clayton's Elegance. It's a Heritage Crafts chart. And it looks like they did offer this as a chart and a kit. This is the chart only. So it is charted with DMC colors, and I can see part of the chart on the back, and it is a nice large print. So if you are interested in this one, just use the word hat in your comment. And then, where did I put the one I already did? And let's do another one right now. So the next one is Little House Needleworks Peace on Earth. So this is a nice wintry chart. It could be considered Christmas, I guess, but it's not super Christmas. There is some like, the garland on the houses looks a little Christmassy. There's like some ivy with berries. But yeah, a nice wintry piece. So if you're interested in this one, use the word earth in your comment. Okay, and now we will keep going with my whips. So the next one I have to show you is Froth and Bubble by Long Dog Samplers. I will put up a picture of what it looks like, and hopefully I'm also putting in my progress pictures as I'm talking. I don't usually have progress pictures, so I keep forgetting to like leave a space to put those, but I will hopefully be inserting those. So this was my leap day start last year. So my goal is to have this done by the next leap day in 2028. And that means I need to be 25% done with it by the end of February. And to do that, I need to do about 2,100 stitches this month and next month. So right now I have put in 600 so far. And so this is where I'm at. So when I got it out this month, I was just working on adding this black outline up here. I think everything that's in color was already done, so all of my stitches are just that black outline. So I think I'm going to try to do this in the bands, so I want to finish the black outline and then fill in the colors and see how many stitches that gets me, and then I will just move down to the next band. I love this chart. And this is 2/2. I think this is a 32 count something. Oh, the sticker's on here. This is 32 count vellum, Belfast linen. I picture this plus. Okay. And let's do another giveaway. This is another older chart. It is called A Bouquet of Pansies. Let's see. If you do it on 18 count Aida, it's 10 3/4 by 12 3/4 inches. This is what it looks like. It doesn't even say. I'm trying to see if it says. It's by the Lilac Studio. This is a chart from 1994. Oh, the Lilac Studio is in Illinois, in Lake Villa, or it was. So this has cross stitch, back stitch, and a couple of French knots. And let's see. I'm trying to find the key. So this is like a printed photograph on here of the finish. Okay, the color is the color list. It's all DMCs, and I will just show you how many colors there are. This is how many colors there are. Okay, so if you're interested in this chart, you can just use the word pansy, Pansy. Oh, and this is a hand-drawn chart. All right. Next whip that I have to share with you is Scent of Old Roses by Mirabilia. I will put in a picture of what it looks like when it is done. I got my chart secondhand and it was missing the photo. So it's the original chart, but there's no photo. And I pulled this out for Allison's Princess birthday stitch along this month. I worked on this on her birthday, which was the 6th. And I got about 600 stitches in this one as well. Wait, is that right? No, I didn't. I got 1,017 stitches. So my goal was 1,000 stitches, and I surpassed that. I will also have a picture of where I was before on this. So I think I was mostly working in the lower part. So I know all the purple is new, and some of the green that's like right around this brown section, there's like a green outline. It's hard to see. But when I pulled this out, I was getting a little bit frustrated because I wanted to just do some easy block stitching, and that's not what was happening when I first started, so that's why I moved down to the purple, so I could get more done quickly. And this is on a 32 count Under the Sea fabrics called Nightshade. It was one of the called for colors for Dark Queen of the Earth. So I did reach my goal for that one. Okay, let's do another giveaway. This one is Patchwork Spring, Patchwork Printemps by Jardin Privé. There's a close-up of what the chart looks like. It is super cute. It looks like it only uses 7 colors. So it's charted. Oh, cool. So I thought it was variegated floss because it looks like it, but it's all charted in DMC. So those, where it looks like the pink is variegated, it's actually different pinks. So you could replace the pinks with an overdyed with variegation. the pink and the green, or you could do it this way. And this one is 117 by 117, so not too big. So if you're interested in this one, just use the word patchwork in your comment. Okay. Next, I pulled out a full coverage project. So this year I am picking a full coverage project to focus on every month because I did not really work on my full coverage stuff very much at all last year. So I have a goal to, whatever my focus project is for the month, to try to get 2,000 stitches into it. And I have 6 full coverage pieces, so they should each get 4,000 stitches this year. So the first one that I spun on my wheel was Absorbing the Earth and Sky. This is an unconventional X-stitch chart. I will put up a picture of what it looks like when it's done and also where I was before I worked on it. And so far I have not yet hit my goal for this, so I've only put in about 400 stitches. So I've got like 1,600 left. And I had just finished the first page, so all these sky stitches are new. They're all one color, I think, mostly. There's like a couple confetti stitches in there, I think. But this was quick, but also very boring. So, to get the rest of my 2,000 stitches, I don't know if I'm going to keep working diagonally across this boring sky part, or if maybe I'll move down and start this page just to have some variety. And I did buy this fully kitted from Unconventional X, I think for my birthday in 2022 maybe, or no, 2023. I think I bought this for my birthday, and then I started it last year. Okay, and then my next whip that I worked on, this one is a kit, so I'm also trying to focus on, like, have a kit that I'm focusing on every month. So my first spin for kits was Mallard Ducks Walking. This I started for the You Quack Me Up sale, hosted by Wendy the Matrix Stitcher, Stitch in the Matrix. And this was a whole huge headache when I first started it because I had a really hard time sorting the flosses. They did not match the model. They did not match the current DMC colors as far as I could tell. So this was a whole thing, but I have made friends with this chart again now, and I got one of the ducks completely done. So my goal for this was about 500 stitches, and that happened to be what I needed to get this duck. So this is the middle duck. So he doesn't look done, but he is, because that chunk missing out of his belly is behind this other duck. So you can kind of see from this that the colors, the charted colors, do not match the model, but I like how mine looks. And yeah, I'm using all the kit materials for this, and I did not put this tape on here. It was like this when I got it on eBay. So there he is. He's very handsome. Okay. Next giveaway. This is an interesting one. This is an Orenco original counted cross stitch and needlepoint for the artful needle worker. So this is a Tearful Little Girl, which is a pre-Raphaelite artist, Mary Ann Stokes. Okay. This chart is from 2007. It is 168 by 196. She's full coverage. It comes with a little card to sort your floss on, but it does not come with a floss. It's just a pattern. It looks like there is some backstitch, based on there being backstitch instructions in here. And they do have the chart printed all on one page, small, and then they have it over several pages, printed much larger, and it is charted in DMC. So if you would like to be entered to win this one, use the word tearful. And I'm going to do another giveaway. Okay, the next one is ink circles assembly required. This one I stitched last year. I finished it up in October, I think. And this uses an a variegated DMC. So I will give you what's left of my skein. I think it's enough to do the whole chart, depending on what size linen you use if you do it 1/1, 1/2, or 2/2. But yeah, I will send you what's left of my floss with the chart. So you just use the word skeleton in your comment if you want this one. Okay, my next whip is one of my Halloween spins. So since I started so many projects in October, I wanted to make sure that I was working on those throughout the year. One of the ones that I spun for January you already saw, and that was vintage Halloween candy buckets. This next one is Night Riders, which was a stitch along from Love Poppet. My goal for this one was to get it to 75%, and I did do that. I just finished working on this yesterday, so I put 2,600 stitches into this. Hopefully I already put up a picture of what it looks like and where I was when I started, and here is where I am now. I love this so much. So the only thing that I had done outside of the moon and the witch was that clock tower. So all those other buildings and trees and the 2 owls flying in the sky are new. This is on a 32 count even weave that Claire dyed herself. And this little skyline at the bottom is kind of felt like a tiny town, but it's like a little bit less detail, I think. Like the houses are a little bit smaller than a tiny town, but it was super fun to stitch. I love the colors in this. They're not like traditional Halloween, but it definitely feels spooky. And I love the owls. So there's 2 owls flying in the sky, and then there's one in this tree and one in this tree. They still need their eyes stitched. And the windows will be filled in on all these houses. I love this so much. So I was really enjoying working on this, and I was thinking maybe I should just try to finish it this month, but I want to get to my other goals first. So if I happen to reach all of my other goals, this might come back out at the end of the month to see how far I can get. And Claire sent me this as a kit, so I am using the fabric that she dyed, and also she sent all the DMC, and there has been plenty to stitch it with a bunch left over, so I was able to, like, I've finished a bunch of colors already, and I grabbed the extra floss and put it on my floss drops. So if you ever buy a kit from Love Poppet, don't worry about running out of floss, because there is plenty. I love this chart, and these are the only colors I have left, so I've been color completing, and I'm just down to, there were 2 of these color cards. One of them is completely done, and this is all that's left. I'm going to take a quick pause because my phone is about to run out of battery, so I'm going to plug it in. 1 second. Okay, so the next project that I worked on was the Reindeer by Cottage Garden Samplings. I just started this in December, and my goal is to try to get this finished this month. So far I have put in about 1,000 stitches since you saw it last. So when I started it, I was just working on the, what do you call those, antlers? And here's where I'm at now. Isn't he handsome? He looks so good. This is an 18 count Gray Magic from Bestitch Me. And I'm doing it 1/1 with the called for colors. So there are 2 overdyed flosses and the rest are DMC. And I am planning on doing the swans and the fox on this same piece of fabric. So the wintry, all 3 wintry animal charts will be next to each other. And yeah, so I don't know how many stitches are in this chart because I just have the paper pattern. So I'm not sure how many I have left to finish this, but I really enjoyed working on him, and these are a little bit smaller than the Fabulous Houses, so I'm hoping I still have time to get him done this month and then get a start on the fox. Actually, I don't know if the fox goes next or the swans go in the middle. I'll check. But yeah, that's my goal, is to finish this and then see if I can start the next one. Okay. Let's do another giveaway. This is Sheepish Antiques Sarah E. Pope Sampler 4. So let me get you in nice and close. This is what the sampler looks like. I got this in like an eBay, like grab bag style bunch of charts. And I'm not going to stitch it. So I would like to give it to someone who would like to. This has some tent stitch, straight stitch, back stitch, satin stitch, and there's some rice stitch as well, it looks like. There is a cartouche border with Algerian eye stitches and rice stitch. There's some stem stitch, queen stitch. So if you're interested, if you like specialty stitches or you want to try them, this would be a fun one possibly for you. Just use the word Pope, P-O-P-E, in your comments if you want to be entered to win that one. And then I'll do another one real quick. I have Plum Street Samplers, the Gather In. Here's what that one looks like. This one is 196 by 149. It's from 2020 from Plum Street Samplers. Did I say that already? Probably. It's got this many colors. So if you're interested in this one, just use the word in, I-N-N. That should be good. Or maybe use the word gather. Just use the word gather instead. Not in, because that's probably in a bunch of other words. Gather. Use the word gather. Okay. I have a couple more whips to show you. So the next one I have is White Winter Moth. This is by Kathy Barrick, and it is my snow day stitch. So my intention is to put a strand of floss into this every day that it snows at my house. It has been snowing on a lot of days. We have not had a ton of accumulation of snow. Like there were a couple inches on the ground. Nothing crazy. We did not get hit by that like large snowstorm that it was mostly south of us that hit like central Illinois or the central United States. But we've had a lot of days with flurries or like a dusting of snow. And I was not keeping up with this, but I did pull this out a couple days ago and I put 920 stitches into it. So I feel like I made up for the days that I did not work on it. And I was focusing on the white in this moth, but when I got it out, I filled in all of this DMC 500. I'm using the DMCs for this. So I think this motif was already done, but all of these I filled in. And then I did work on this motif down here. And I think that these little starry snowflake guys are new. So I don't have a specific stitch goal for this. I just want to keep working on it when it snows, so I can't really tell you if I've met my goal or not. But I will keep working on this hopefully throughout the winter. And then I have one more whip that I worked on, and that is 324 by Works by ABC, which looks like this. I finally found my cover sheet. It was missing for a while. It's back. So I started this in March of last year. I was watching Erin, 2 Martini Stitcher, and she was so excited about this chart that I got swept up in her excitement, and I also started it. I was planning on doing it throughout the year, doing one color a day. That did not last very long. So I think all I had done, so I started in this corner, and all I had done was like the first 2 rows of squares diagonally and the first 2 rows of motifs. So my goal for this month was to put 1,500 stitches into it, and I did that. I did 1,505. And here is where it is at now. So I know this row of motifs and this one are new, and all of these squares. I can't remember if this row of 5 squares was already done or not. But yeah, every one of those is a different DMC shade. And this is a fun project. I own all of the colors of DMC, but not all of them are on floss drops or bobbins yet. Some of them are just still in the skein. So this is a fun project to get them onto floss drops when the color comes up, and then it helps me organize my stash. So I was planning on doing that one day at a time, and that didn't happen, but I am still using this to help organize my stash. And it has been very fun to work on. So, this is another one that, like, based on the way I set up my plans for 2024, I don't have another time that this is necessarily going to come out, but I do want to work on it more. So I'm thinking about just starting a list of the things that I would maybe like to get more progress on this year, and then if I meet my goals in a month, I can like spin a wheel of those projects that I want to put more work in. And I'm not sure if that wheel would end up having everything on it. It would be all of my whips, or if I could find like a handful of ones that I would really like to try to focus on. If I end up doing that, this one will go on that list, because it's not one that I usually reach for, but I really like working on it. So that is everything that I have stitched on so far this month, this year. It's a lot. So let's see. I gave myself specific goals on 21 different projects, and I have already met my goals on 11 of those. So the remaining goals for the month are to keep working on the Castle from the Fabulous House series, keep going on Froth and Bubble to reach my 2100 stitches, get my 2000 on my full coverage absorbing the earth and sky, try to finish the Reindeer from Cottage Garden, keep working on White Winter Moth when it snows. I need to get my stitches into Hannah Atwater. So this is another stitch along. This one is hosted also by Carolyn of Evertotes, like the Love Thy Neighbor. However, this one actually was broken up into 12 pieces to try and get it done in a year. And I started late, so this started in November. I started late, and I'm just planning on working it kind of a month behind. So I got the first 12th of the chart done last month. And so this month I want to put in about 1,530 stitches into this, and I'm going to keep coming this way. This is on a 40 count kiwi linen from Fiber on a Whim, and I am using the called for DMC. So yeah, I have 1,500 stitches to put into this. I think I'm actually going to work on this today. Another goal that I have for this month is to keep up with, I don't know where I put it. Oh, here it is. Keep up with the stitch along that Annie from Exo Needle and the Hay XO is hosting for the Quaker Christmas stocking by Kathy Barrick. So I already went rogue on this. Annie is assigning like little bite-sized pieces every week or two to stitch on this, and when she gave us the first chunk on like December 26th, I think, the day after Christmas, and I already did more than what was in the first chunk, and the next part is over here, I think. And I think she's releasing another bit tomorrow, the 16th. So I was waiting on this for tomorrow, and then I'm going to try and do both sections that have come out since I've worked on it. So this is another one where I don't know how many stitches my goal is. I just want to keep up with what Annie is giving us. However, in addition to doing extra stitches already, I'm also not doing exactly what is assigned, because I'm doing the stocking, but I started it at the spot for the sampler. So I'm kind of doing what Annie said, but I'm not good at following rules. And I did get the NPI silk pack for this, and this is on the called for fabric, which is wheat, 40 count wheat, which Stephanie sent me from Cross Stitch Silk Club. Okay, and then another goal I have for this month is a whip go call. Oh, 324 was a whip go call. I forgot to say that. I did make a whip go board. So the 1,500 stitches on 324 was from whip go. My other whip go call is the Herbalist Sal, which is by World on a String by Dara. So my goal is to finish this, which means doing the entire inside panel. I did finish the frame while the stitch along was still happening. So, get you closer. I did the called for DMC, but then for the variegated green, I think Dara used a Weeks, and I used Cottage Garden threads in Conservatory. I think is the color. So this is the one where I have recharted the center panel so that it does not include the actual herbalist. It is just like the inside of her little cabin or house that she lives in. So I believe to finish this it would be about 3,200 stitches. And yeah, obviously I haven't started. So that's one of my goals for the second half of the month. And then once I get the reindeer done from Cottage Garden, to start the fox. And then I had one other like maybe goal on here, which was to do the briar by Sprouting Lupin. Also, this would have been for Allison's Princess Birthday Sale. I will put up a picture of what the briar looks like. I know Stephanie started this one and a few other people did as well, and I love the chart. It's a little over 4,000 stitches. So my goal that I have on here is to start and finish it. But that is marked as a maybe goal. So that's one of the ones that I'm going to do if I can get all these other things done, which I feel like I can. Like the stuff I just showed you, I feel like I can get all that done. So I didn't think I was going to be like much of a goal stitcher, but I'm really enjoying this so far. So we'll see how long this lasts this year. Okay, I have 2 more charts to give away, and then I have some haul. I did do a little bit of knitting. I started, if you followed me through December, I was working on a knitting advent project. So every day of December leading up to Christmas, I got to open a 20-gram mini skein of yarn, and I made a wrap out of it. I'm using the leftovers from that now to do a pair of socks, and I'm just fading the colors into each other, and I'm going to see how many how many colors I can fit into a sock. So it's not very exciting yet. I just have the first 2 colors. So I started the cuff. I don't think I've really worked on any other knitting so far in January because I have been doing so much stitching. Okay, let's do, sorry if that was really loud. I have 2 more giveaways. This is the sampler company, Brenda Key's Heaven Doth Ask sampler. So let's give you a close-up. This is charted in DMC. It says skill level is beginner, intermediate, and the stitch count is 333 tall by 123 wide. So if you would like to enter to win this one, just use the word Brenda, please, in your comment. And then I have one more. This is a Twin Peaks primitive Beady Bowman. Is that Beady? I think so. Let's get you close. Be on your guard, stand firm in the faith, be courageous, be strong. This is printed on this is like a cardstock cover. It is 257 stitches by 235. It is charted in DMC. The model was stitched on 40 count sand. And yeah, it's printed a decent size, like easy to see, and it looks like it's all just cross stitch, no specialty stitches in this one. So if you would like to win this one, use the word twin in your comment for Twin Peak Primitives. Okay, those are all the giveaways. That's everything I've stitched on, everything I've knit. I do have some haul, which I haven't really been showing that much lately. I realized I was running low on neutral fabrics. I started so many things in October that I'm sure I have a bunch of fabric that needs to be cut down that I could use. But also, there are some things like some blue flower projects that I would like to start. And Janine likes to use like cooler tone neutrals for a lot of her charts, like so they lean more gray than brown. And I did not have a lot of stuff like that in my stash. So I got a few neutrals with those patterns in mind. And I got some colors that I know I like. I got this bramble. I got a piece of feldspar. I don't know if these are interesting for you to see. Got oracle, pewter. So this is my attempt to find things that the blue flower stuff will look good on. So one of the ones I have in mind is Night Walk Down, and then also the Moonlight Sampler, which needs like a brownish color, like a darker. That one is interesting because it has darker shades and lighter shades that need to show up. So it needs like a medium neutral. And I think Janine uses a lot of Lakeside linens, or she used to at least in her like called for, and I don't have any of those. So I don't remember if one of these that I picked out was supposed to be for that. I don't see one that looks like it is. And then I placed like my first ever order with Evertote. So I got a few colors of their linen. I got arrowroot and Pantoning in 36 count. And I also got this 40 count neutral. These I feel like this is boring. Neutrals. And dirty porcelain. So I got those, and I also got a few floss packs from them. So I actually haven't tried Roxy Floss Co. ever. So I got the floss pack for Moonshine Cabin and also for a sampler garden, which I have had those charts in my stash for a while, and I was not planning on using the Roxy Floss Co., but since I wanted to try the linen, I decided to get some Flosstube. Oh, and there's one more. Sorry, this is crinkling right by the microphone. This is for Dream of a Winter Garden. So I have a lot of modern folk embroidery charts in stash, and I figured let's just get the floss for some of those and see if I like it. And I don't know if I'm going to use all those floss packs for those actual projects or if I'm just going to use it for other stuff. But that is what I got. So I also got some charts. Do you want to see some of the charts I got? Okay. I got this Heart in Hand Christmas bird chart. I love these little leggy birds. I haven't stitched any of them, and this is the first one that I've purchased. I did grab the Tudor style house from the Fabulous House series. I love this one. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but I love it. I got this Serbian proverb from Ladi Da. I think this was on sale at 123 Stitch, and I love this chart, so I grabbed it. And I got And a Forest Grew. No plans to start this one yet, but I love this chart, and every time anyone shows their progress on it, I have FOMO. So I own it now. No plans to start it. And then I also got this drawn thread for the birds. It comes with a couple little charms. There's like a ladybug and a dragonfly. I think that's it. Okay. I'm saying that's it like I didn't have a lot to show you, and we're almost at an hour, so clearly I had enough content today. So yeah, to sum up, I am enjoying having some goals to work towards. I like a checklist, so it's nice to be able to mark things as complete. I am planning to come back before the end of the month to do like a end of January wrap up, and then I will also spin my wheels to figure out what my focus pieces are going to be for February. So that will choose which Halloween pieces I'm going to work on, which full coverage, which kit, and then I will also let you know what my WhipGo calls are for February. Yeah, I don't know, aside from like all these stitch alongs that I'm in that have like monthly assignments, which is a lot. and then my series, like my cottage garden sampling series. I'm not sure if I have any other starts planned. My birthday's in March, so I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do for my birthday start. I don't know if I have anything planned for February. But you know, sometimes these stitch alongs pop up that I can't resist, like the Love Thy Neighbor style. And then also like Sprouting Lupin has this new Valentine's sampler that is gorgeous that a bunch of people are starting. I don't have plans to start that one, but I would love to. I also purchased her last 2 years of those, so I have the mushroom one and the Love Bugs sampler, and I haven't started either of those either. So it feels irresponsible to buy the new one and start it when I haven't started the others. But we'll see what actually happens in February. There's also this charity booklet of charts that is coming out that I know Stephanie from Cross Stitch the Globe is designing for, and Michelle from Bendy Stitchy, and Dee's 20 Stitches, and Sprouting Lupin, and there's a couple others. So that is dropping, I think, on February 1st, so there's a good chance I might end up getting that and stitching something from there in February. But yeah, so for the rest of January, I'm going to focus on these goals and see if I have space to sneak in some other things. Sorry, I'm a little under the weather, so hopefully that has not been bothering you, that I have to clear my throat sometimes. Bear's still snoozing. I don't know if he moved at all during the video. Okay, so if I get to the point where all of my goals are met for the end of the month, and I'm going to be spinning a wheel, I might film little clips and show you that so that you can be a part of the fun surprises at the end of the month with me. Otherwise, I'll plan on doing like a monthly wrap up and see you at the end of the month / beginning of February. Okay, so I think that is everything that I have for you today. Don't forget to enter those giveaways if you're interested in being considered for any of those charts. And yes, I hope that 2025 is treating you well so far, and I hope to see you back towards the end of the month. I hope that you're finding time to stitch if that is calling to you right now. If not, I hope you are doing something to take care of yourself and fill your cup. And yes, I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.